Well, we know this leading lady from the hit medical drama Grey's Anatomy and so much more.
Now we just wait?
No, we'll follow closely with imaging.
And after you give birth, we will take the baby to the NICU, likely for a month.
A whole month.
We need to be extra careful.
And then we'll continue to monitor you and the baby for the next 2 years. We'll be in it together.
There we go. Dr. Arizona Robbins is here with us today to tell us all about her podcast, Call It What It Is. Say hello to Jessica Capshaw. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
It's so good. And look, fans know you played a very successful surgeon on Grey's, series regular for 10 seasons, popping in back and forth here and there for some episodes since. From an acting perspective, as you look back on it and continue to be part of that legacy, it's maybe got to be hard to imagine to have a gig that lasts so long. What a dream.
In this time, for sure.
Yeah.
It seems completely inconceivable.
And Grey's the longest running primetime medical show in history, as we know, currently season 21. I don't believe we have any news about a season 22 yet. Do you know anything?
No, but you know what? I wouldn't put anything past them. I mean, why stop now?
Well, okay, I wondered what your attitude about that would be, if it's time to move on, or is it like, let's just keep going?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I truly, from what I hear, when people talk to me about it, it seems to be the gift that keeps on giving. And I think that there's just such an incredibly talented bunch of people at the helm that, I mean, as long as they have stories to tell, they certainly have an incredible band of actors. And given that it's situated in a hospital, there's always life and death circumstances. So I think that they can keep it going. Well, and you got all the romance.
All the romance, and now the layers and the generations. There's just so much to continue mining. I think it's good to keep it going. I agree with you. The audience is there.
Absolutely.
And speaking of an audience that just keeps giving, you've now parlayed this, to a podcast. You and your podcast co-host, Camilla Luddington, on Grey's Anatomy together, actually best friends in real life.
Yes.
And now you're doing this podcast. Is Grey's what made you two so close? Were you friends before the show at all?
Well, when we met on the show, I actually I didn't like her when I first met her.
Okay,
and
there you go.
So we started.
You got to start from an honest place.
We started in an uphill situation.
Wait, so tell me how that was unpacked?
I mean, the Hollywood answer would have been like, we saw each other from across the room and it was instant best friend chemistry, but that would be a lie.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care for her, wasn't so sure about her, and then through a very a wonderful set of circumstances, we ended up getting to know each other. Proof that you can start in one place and move to another. You can grow.
Yeah.
And then we became the best of friends. And yes, we have done so much together and been through so much together, and then kept in very close touch once I actually left the show. And she's one of my favorite people in the world to talk to. No one makes fun of me more, and I like it. So I don't know what that means.
Well, it means that you guys truly have a bond. And we heard from, I think all the way back at the beginning of the podcast when it started, there's a picture that almost ruined your friendship entirely. What's that all about?
You know what? It was bad timing, and I would, I'll slap her with an insensitive stick. How about that? She took a picture of me like in the mid bite of a cheeseburger off a truck, and I thought that was just not for me.
Yeah, did she post it? Because that's the ultimate sin.
Yeah, sorry, that's the most important part.
Yeah,
yes, she posted
the photo,
it immediately, no approval, nothing, and then all of a sudden I got tweeted it back and was like, what? How did someone have eyes on me eating a cheeseburger?
That example alone is enough to prove that you had a lot to overcome to be where you are now. Hey, talk about this podcast. What are some of the things? It's called Call It What It Is, or Call It What It Is. I'm sorry. Tell us about the content. What are you talking about? What kind of issues are you guys discussing?
Well, what we have realized in the past 6 months is that we have an incredible audience, number one. And, you start off with an idea of what it's going to be, and then it is sort of shifted and been shaped by the community that we've grown. But it really is about being in friendship. So if you're friends first, then you start from a basis of caring about each other, loving each other, and always wanting the best for each other. But then you bring each other different pieces of your life, whether it's something you're struggling with or something you're super excited about. And sometimes you need someone to just call it what it is and let you know what they think about the thing that you're talking about. Again, in the plus, minus, and neutral categories. So
I love that.
We've had an incredible time doing that. We've always done that with each other. And so we just went, you know what if we just we're living in this time where there's so many people that are feeling lonely or aren't part of a crew or for a million different circumstances. And so we lean very heavily on this virtual experience or being able to listen in or zoom in as we are, right? And it's been so much fun. It gives me goosebumps. I mean, we have the best people writing in and wanting to share their stories with us. And then, we've been sharing our stories.
Well, I love that. Yeah, we get your take on things, and then also, you sprinkle in little tidbits about your career and things you've done that people just love to hear about. Such a pleasure to talk to you. And by the way, it's great guests: Gina Davis, Mandy Moore, Julianne Hough. Lots of stuff there in the bank and that you have coming up. We really appreciate you taking time for us, Jessica. And tell your co-host there. We know Camilla got stuck in some traffic. She was going to be there, but tell her we missed her.
She got stuck. She got stuck in traffic, and I will say that another proof and point that we are the yin and the yang.
There you go. Makes sense, and as displayed here.
But she's here.
Oh, there you go. A pleasure to talk to you. And guys, you can listen to Call It What It Is wherever you get your podcasts.